The Stedman Clinic in Vail, Colorado is world-renowned for orthopedic surgery, helping professional athletes and weekend warriors get back in the game. Pro basketball player Festus Ezeli took an unusual path to the NBA, and the Stedman Clinic is helping him stay on course after his knee injuries. He met us on the chairlift during his rehab in the mountains. We have an opportunity to find out about Festus's life and his basketball career and his comeback. Festus, tell us about yourself.
Well, Festus Ezeli, I am a pro basketball player. I am currently injured right now, so you see I got the heavy artillery on my leg, but I am recovering from 2 knee injuries.
You played for the Warriors.
Yes.
And was on the championship team.
Played for the Warriors, was on the championship team in 2015. And yeah, I'm just recovering to get back out there so I can win some more.
Thank goodness you came to the Stedman Clinic here in Vail, Colorado.
Absolutely, yeah. I got recommendations from other doctors to come here, knowing that they knew that this was the best place for knees. And I'm the first ever basketball player to have the procedure done that I did, which is an OATS procedure. It's OATS. It's short for osteochondral allograft transplant. And it's pretty much what it is. It's a cartilage transplant into a part of my knee. And it's a pretty new procedure, which is also why I'm the first one, but very effective because right now I feel pretty good.
That's good. Dr. LaPrade, he was a pioneer in this type of surgery?
Yeah, he's one of the pioneers around the country. He's incredible. He's a Nobel Prize winner. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he is, and he's very good at what he does, so that's the reason why I'm here.
Has it been hard on you emotionally?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's hard. It's hard being injured. It's hard going through surgery. I mean, the first thing I had to do was find the most competent person to have the surgery with, which was the doctors here. And the second thing is to focus on the rehab and my return to play. So right now I'm in that second phase. The hardest part is done. I went through 6 weeks of non-weight bearing, which is pretty much just laying around for 6 weeks.
Well, I watched some video of you sitting in a chair throwing the basketball into the basketball.
I will still figure out a way to get better. And so even at that point when I was non-weight bearing, I still was sitting and I was finding ways to still try to get better in my sport. Because I mean, it's part of who I am at this point, and it's what I love. So, but this is the hard part is, being away from the sport. And the tougher part is actually because the season just started. So the tougher part is, watching other guys play and knowing, like I could do this, but at the end of the day, you have to be, it's creating a lot of mental, it's creating a lot of mental strength.
It's going to be really tough.
I can't wait. I can't wait to be back.
You grew up in Nigeria?
I was born and raised in Nigeria, yes. Nigeria is in West Africa for anybody who doesn't know. And yeah, I was born and raised there. My family and I moved here. I moved here when I was 14 by myself. Moved in with my uncle, who I hadn't seen since I was a little kid.
And why did you come by yourself?
I actually came here for educational purposes. Just better education and better opportunities. And when I came here, like I said, I hadn't seen my uncle since I was a little kid. So on first sight, I was 14 years old. I was 6'6", and at 14, that's not very common. I don't know if it's common for any of you guys, but
no. Especially in my family.
Yeah. So he saw me and thought that basketball would be an excellent opportunity for me. But at the time, the purpose.
So you never played before 14?
I had never played, no.
Wow, that's interesting.
So my whole goal of playing basketball was to get a scholarship to go to university.
And you did.
Yeah, so the whole point of that was to get a scholarship so I can study medicine. I mean, you can see the connection. My uncle was a pediatrician. I wanted to be either a pediatrician or an orthopedic surgeon. And that plan was going well until I started to fall in love with basketball. Part of the reason why I fell in love with the game is because I was terrible at it when I started. And I hated it because all the kids would make fun of me. Matter of fact, I'll tell you guys a funny story is the first basket I ever scored on a basketball court was against my own team. I'll let that sink in for a second. I want to tell you guys that I really did not understand the game at all. I didn't know at halftime that you switch sides of the court. I tried to play high school basketball and I did not make the teams. And so these are all things that, make me appreciate the game so much more now.
What did it feel like to be drafted?
This is what everybody who plays basketball, who's been playing since they were 3 years old, have dreamed about. And here I come, this kid that did not make it on his high school team. I played summer basketball instead.
And they saw you.
Yeah, and it was like a travel basketball team. I also have to thank my parents because they gave me pretty good genes.
Are they tall too? Well, I met your mom.
Yeah.
Who is starting a school in Nigeria, really promoting better education, right?
Yeah, she. My mom was a lawyer when I was growing up as a kid, and she later on gave that up to raise us as kids. But then as we started to grow up, she just found a passion in helping people, helping kids, and so she opened up this school in kind of an impoverished neighborhood, in the hopes of educating these kids and giving them that power. The school is old enough to where the kids that started off are now graduating with masters and PhDs.
Wow.
And one of the kids is a chemical engineer. I know she was bragging about that because she got invited to his wedding. So I know there's a lot of kids out there that
success stories that your mom's helped make. I want to hear about a typical day now in rehab.
My rehab has been progressing, but at this point now where I am, I'm able to do more in terms of, I'm doing squats and things that I couldn't even do before, so it's very exciting to see the progress. So pretty much what I'm doing right now is trying to get my muscle mass back because I've gotten my flexibility back, and so it's just about strength and muscle. So I go twice a day. Right now I'm in between sessions, so I threw my gym clothes off, I put these on, and then I get back to work after this. So it's been pretty good, takes up a lot of my time, but I understand that I'm not the only one. Yeah. And the good thing about it is, one of the good things I've been able to do is, share with people my story of my get back and my return and everything that comes with, because people don't understand. Like, everybody sees you get hurt and they're either heckling you saying, well, why don't you just get back? Why don't you just go? And they don't understand what it takes. They don't understand what surgery means to an athlete. And so showing them what it means and how hard you're still working even when you're not playing is important, because there's a lot of people that go through the same thing. There's kids that reach out to me on social media, Instagram, Snapchat, all these different things. They reach out to me saying, yo, I'm going through the same thing. There's countless kids that they tore their ACLs, they have cartilage issues, all these different things, and they're going through these processes. They're like, man, I don't know if I can do it. But watching you keep a smile on your face, watching you work as hard as you're working, it inspires me. It makes me feel like, maybe I can do it. If you're ever having doubts, watch me. And if you're ever having a bad day, because we all have bad days, I feed off of you guys as much as you feed off of me. And you guys just asking me these questions and reaching out to me, it inspires me and makes me understand that, you guys, when you guys are watching me, it makes me feel like I can't have those bad days.
You're a role model.
Yeah. So like, I appreciate them as much as they look up to me. So I love this whole process.
Sometimes people would be sad and angry, but you just seem to be grateful, and that's your ticket right there. Yeah. Grateful and, driving to get better. So hopefully we're going to be watching you. We know we'll be watching you, and then when you're in 10, 20 years, when you're all done, we'll be skiing together.
Skiing? All right, I can do that.